Yeah, hi everyone. I think now we are live. So yeah, today we have Swapnil with us. Hi Swapnil, how's everything going on?
Hello, Bhavna. Everything is going awesome. How about you?
Yeah, it's going good. So let me just how you guys got to know about we are getting live and we are having a boot camp and things like that. Anyone, you guys can let us know in the comments from which city you're joining us and things like that. Otherwise, let me just show my screen for now. So if you are here, so you must definitely know about like Bot-a-thon. So we are hosting agent building hackathon where you come up with your ideas that can transform kind of like AI automation that simplifies your work with an AI agents and things like that. So yeah, definitely looking forward what you guys are building in the hackathon. So before going into much detail around the hackathon, so as you guys know, like the core problem behind hackathon is more around like it's a very short time period, like it's 48 hours, 36 hours, and learning new things and building around the same time would definitely takes a lot of time. So that's why we came up with this particular idea, like hosting a boot camp, where we have aligned a week with some amazing talks where you will gonna learn from industry specialists who are like working in the ecosystem, not from India, like from different parts of the world. We have Ivan from Canada, and we have some amazing speakers lined up over a week. So we are starting with our first session. Like it really insightful. Like we are starting May May 1st within AI agent itself. So amazing. So today we have like Swapnil from Zynd team. Like he will be going into much detail around AI agent ecosystem, what issues currently we guys are facing while building an AI agent, and how Zynd is empowering that, solving that particular thing out from the ecosystem, and how you can leverage that particular technology. So yeah, this is up to the point from my side. Like, yeah, Swapnil, you are good to go, covering around like Zynd AI, what exactly it is, and how everyone can build on top of it, and things like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Bhavna, for the intro. Today's topic is actually really interesting. It's about uh, the society of AI agents, which will be actually the future of how AI agents will gonna interact with each other. Because currently in the ecosystem, you will see that you're creating your AI agent, then somebody else is creating their own AI agent, but both of these are not interconnected. Everything is in silos, and they are building in isolated environments, and they are not actually into the global network where they can collaborate just like how we humans collaborate with each other to get a complex task done. Because like currently you are creating an AI agent that can do suppose everything, but that is not the case. You just have to create an AI agent which is good at a particular thing, and then that agent can collaborate into the global economy of AI agents. So in that's why in today's session I'll focus on the society of AI agents, how and what is the philosophy behind this idea, and then we'll quickly move towards how you can build using Zynd. In this hackathon, we are sponsoring some tracks. We are really appreciate if you guys have interest in this. You can just DM me or DM basically into the Zynd community, and then we'll approach you. We can clear your questions. Okay, so starting with, I'll present my screen, and just a second, share screen. Yeah, let me know, Bhavna, if my screen is visible. I think it is.
Yeah, yeah, it's visible.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, let's start with the philosophy of the AI agents. But before that, before AI agents, which is basically the new form of intelligence, I mean, it will be in future, but let's focus on the intelligence that is there currently, which is humans, right? How we humans evolved from basically um, small tribes to a very global level civilization, right? So before this, the main idea was like tens and thousands years ago, like we had to depend on like a father, mother, and that was like a group of 4 5, right? Or basically a small tribe. uh, and the reason we actually made it this far is not actually due to collaboration. That is one aspect, but there are more aspect to it. But uh, one of the main important thing is collaboration. We collaborated with each other very efficiently as compared to any other species that we know. So alone, basically this is a very good quote: alone we are weak, but together we survive. So that is basically uh, the agenda, that is basically the motto tens and thousands of years ago. But now it is a little bit different because we are much more advanced as compared to other species. Awesome. I'll move to next slide. Yeah, so this is really interesting. So first we had like 20 to 50 people tribe, then we moved to villages, then we created nations, and then now we all are interconnected with each other through the internet, and you can collaborate with anyone who is working in US, Europe, any time zone. This hackathon is also through the collaboration of people who are not working in same time zone. I mean, Bhavna is from India. There are a few other fellows, great fellows from some Vietnam and other countries. So this is really mind blowing that we made it this far, right? So the why is because we can collaborate, and the second thing is we don't have to trust each other to collaborate. This is a really interesting topic because like the thing is let's suppose there's a like group of chimpanzees are like very much genetically similar to us, sorry, not genetically, intellectually also the intelligence is like 2% less as compared to humans. But the thing is, why didn't they made it this far? Like, why they are not a very like civilization just like how we humans are? The reason is because they in order to trust each other or work with each other, the chimpanzees have to personally know each other through sniffing, through hugs, or um, dash dash dash, right? So that is the main part. But in humans that is not true. We don't have to actually trust each other. So suppose you have this 10 rupee note in your wallet, right? That is just a piece of paper, but you trust the value behind it, right? You trust the government. uh, that's same with crypto, that's same with basically US dollar. You don't have, you just trust the person or the economy, and then everything, all the system just works as it is, right? So this is very efficient. We don't have to actually know each other to collaborate. We don't have to trust each other much to collaborate. This is very very good. And the second thing is basically the collaboration. After the trust, we have the collaboration. So moving to the next slide. Yeah. So similarly, like how we humans made it this far, we can do with agents also. Currently agents are isolated, they don't have any identity. That is the main part. If any agent do anything malicious, no one is responsible. So suppose you trusted an agent with your money is gone, suppose due to some hallucination. So there is no identity of that agent. So basically your money is gone, no one is actually responsible for that. Second thing is basically the discovery. Agents cannot discover each other. This is very important. There is no, I mean, there are few networks like Moldbook and other networks or registries where you can register your agent and discover, but there is not these all are very fragmented. There is no global network like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So there has to be a open source global network in place to actually fix these issues. The third part, which is very important, is the payments, because like how we humans pay each other is using fiat, but that should not be the case with AI agents, because AI agents can charge each other for suppose per minute, per second, or per hour also. So the payments have to be really fast and at a very small scale. I mean, payments have to be, the volume will be very large, but each price of each payment will be very less. It would be like 0.0001 dollar, but we cannot do that with normal fiat or banking system. We need something in place specially made for AI agents. So this is the main problem that is in the current ecosystem. uh, let's move to next slide. A world of expert agent, right? So now you have this system in place where AI agents can collaborate, they can pay each other, they can do work for each other, right? Basically. But how the overall picture will look? So currently what you're doing is you have your Claude, which is you have your agents, which has LLM behind it. You are using some kind of API, right? That LLM is of ChatGPT or Claude. But the thing is, these are just one brain. So if you have 10 agents using LLM, a same LLM, then those 10 are not very much different, because they are using a similar brain behind it. That brain is not fine tuned. You just have to enter system prompt and you just give it tools and that's it. But that is not actually really different. The economy in the future will be expert agents. So there will be agents who are expert in their own domains. So suppose one agent can solve rocket science equation, other agent can book your Swiggy order. So suppose Swiggy had their own agent, it can book Swiggy orders, right? The third thing is, so suppose you have a agent which can uh, suppose is very good at legal information, and somebody fine tuned a model specifically on the legal information, and it is that agent which is fine tuned, plus they have tools in place that is far more better than compared to Claude or ChatGPT, because like that agent, the brain is fine tuned for that information, because ChatGPT and Claude knows everything, but I don't want everything. I just want a specific information, and in the best way, in most efficient way. So this will be the future. Everyone will be training their own small models which are very efficient, very cost efficient, as well as very fast, but they have the necessary knowledge for the task that has to be done. So yeah. So again, like more accurate and the autonomous discovery through some kind of network. So we have the expert agents, we have the network in place, and that's how we will create the economy for AI agents, just like we have economy for uh, humans, right? Cool. So this is where Zynd comes in, and this is what Zynd actually do. So suppose you have Google Assistant in your phone, right? Not exactly Google Assistant, but a very very small model which runs on your phone, which controls your personal information, but it runs on your phone. The personal information is not exposed anywhere else. And then you tell that agent to suppose do this rocket science equation or book my Swiggy order. That agent cannot do that, right? It's a very small agent. It can only chat with you, it can interact with you, but it cannot solve a rocket science equation because it doesn't have that much power, right? So what if that agent have an access to a global, some kind of global network, which is Zynd? And then when you tell, okay, hey, Swapnil's agent, I suppose, hey Alice, I want to solve this rocket science equation. um, then your agent will think on that, and it will think that, okay, I don't know how to solve rocket science equation. What I'll instead do is I'll go to the Zynd global network, and then I'll find an agent, basically the search and discover. I will find an agent which can solve this rocket science equation, and I'll pay to that agent. That payment will be very minimal, but in large scale, when lots and lots of agents are calling that agent simultaneously, then that agent will actually be revenue making. Uh, and then your agent will get the answer from that expert agent, and then you have your answer. Your very small agent living in your phone now is very very powerful as compared to Claude and ChatGPT, and is very much efficient. So that's why Zen basically where AI agents discover, communicate, and pay. Now let me focus on so till here it was like mostly the philosophy on how things are moving toward the agentic future. And now I'll focus more on what is Zynd and how Zynd works, so that you can actually build in the hackathon, because narrative is important, but hackathon and building is also very important. So the first thing is, we have Zynd AI has identity layer. Your each of your agents have identity. You as a developer will also have your own identity. So when you register on Zynd, you will get an identity. When you create your agents, that agents will also get identity, which are interlinked. So suppose one agent of yours did something malicious, then all of the agents trust score will be reduced. So this identity system will make sure that no one is malicious or do anything malicious, right? Second thing is discovery. So Zend has this advanced registry which is federated. Basically, it's open source, anyone can run that registry. So you want to run a registry for medical based agents. Suppose your friend wants to run a registry for agents agents like legal agents, all the legal agents. So dash dash dash, like, I mean, you can run your own registry. Currently Zend is running their own registry, so for the hackathon you will be using that. Cool. The third thing is communication. So currently, all the agents will communicate with each other after the search and discovery in a very efficient manner. And this communication is done by A2A protocol. I hope you all know about this agent communication protocol created by Google. Last thing is the payments, which is done by the X402 protocol. It's basically a crypto. It's basically a Web3 thing, where you will be your agents will be sending crypto to each other after for us x and yz tasks. But you don't actually have to worry, because the system that Zen made is very very simple, that you don't actually have to interact with crypto. You will be dealing with fiat normal payments. So suppose you top up your agent with UPI, or for now for the hackathon using test tokens, and then agents can communicate. Now you will say that, okay, for hackathon we actually have to pay, but it's okay. I mean, you don't actually have to pay. There is a place where, I mean, your agents can y- you can make your agents service payable or free. So if you created your agent as a free service, then you don't actually, when you are testing, you don't actually have to pay to your agent. Only if you move to prod and you actually want to receive money, your agent has to earn, then you can make that system just by one line of code, and that's it. We have almost, like, in the previous hackathon we got like almost 544 agents, and we currently support JavaScript and Python SDK. So if you are I mean, most of the people are familiar with at least these two, then you can easily create. So you can use Pydantic AI, you can use LangChain, you can use Crew AI. So there are a lot of frameworks that you can use. You just have to create agent in that. I'll showcase after this presentation. Cool. Yeah, so this is the end. So now let's move to the actual tutorial. Let's see how you can actually build AI agents using Zen. So first thing is, you just have to go to Zynd.ai. So this is the website. And what you actually have to do is just go to this website and just sign in. So I'll just quickly sign in with my account. I'll go with this account. Okay, so I'll wait for a few seconds. Currently this account is already registered, so I didn't got that pop-up, but you will get a pop-up where you just have to enter your username, which username you want in the network, which will be unique and global, right? So just enter that and click submit, and that's it. You will get your identity, so you don't actually have to worry about all these terminologies. uh, Now what you have to do is just go to this, just install this package. Just go here and install this. So what I'll do is I'll create one more folder here. Not here. I'll quickly create an agent here in the examples. So what I'll do, the first thing which I have to do after installing Zynd AI. So this is how you install Zynd AI. After this, I have already installed this thing, so I don't actually have to do it. After this, you will get this CLI. using which you can actually interact or actually create agents. Wait, I'll close these things. Yeah. So using this CLI, you can actually create agents and services. So one more thing which I forgot to mention is either you can register an agent or you can register service. Service is basically a tool. So basically a simple form of program that can do a job for an agent, but it's not actually an agent. So suppose PDF to Word creator, sorry, converter, or image to PNG to JPG converter, right? So these are, I mean, these are necessary. Suppose you told your agent to convert these files, right? Uh, so these things are necessary. Your agent cannot do that if it doesn't have access to the system, right? But in Zen network, it can actually, because anyone can create very short services for a specific task, and then agents can call these services or tools to do this task. But when your whole workflow becomes very complex, so suppose getting advising for legal information, right? So this can't be done by a simple tool, right? You actually have to get information from somewhere, then you have to process that information based on users or basically other agents input, and then your LLMs will, sorry, then after processing you have to give a very good summary of that information, right, in a best way, asked by the other agent. So for this you actually have to create your own, basically have to create an agent. uh, so now what you will do is Zynd auth, then login. So you have to log in. Where I will log in is, you have to mention where do I have to log in which registry. So suppose Google is running their own registry, or suppose IA community is running their own registry, right? So you have to mention which registry do you want to actually uh, get onboarded on, right? So I'll go with ZNS HTTPS ZNS01. So for hackathon, you have to actually go into this registry, zns01.zin.ai. Then ORC. I'll do a force install because I already have the identity created in my local system. So I'll quickly force it. So now this will redirect me to basically the Zynd database, and it will automatically register you. So now that's it. You are registered. There is no complex flow, just Zynd auth login, just like how you interact with your cloud code, right? So you have to install this session of Claude in your cloud code, then you just do Claude auth login. Similar to that, you just have to do with Zynd. Cool. So now I have my identity. So this is my developer identity, and now what I have to do is I have to create agent. So I will go to examples. So you can I'm in my this folder. You can create a new folder for in your system, and then you just have to do Zynd auth, sorry, Zynd service service init. So if you are creating service in the hackathon, you have to do Zynd service init. uh, Before that I'll create suppose LinkedIn scraper. So I want to create a LinkedIn scraper service. So this is not an agent, because scraping LinkedIn is basically a API task, not a task of a agent, right? Your agent will get that information and process it, but you don't have to actually create an agent for this, right? So I'll quickly make a directory, kdir LinkedIn scraper. I'll go into this. I'll just make it big so that you all can see. Yeah. Now I'll do, I'm in the LinkedIn scraper folder. Now I'll do Zynd service init. So now it will ask you in which language you want to work with. So suppose for now I'll go with Python. So I'll just enter Python and then service name as LinkedIn scraper. Cool. So now my agent is, sorry, my service is created. After this I'll explain you how to create agents. It's very similar. There's no difference at all in creating basically agent or service. So now I have this LinkedIn scraper created. I'll quickly open this. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so I have this service, and what I'll do, I'll create a virtual environment, uh, virtual env.env. Then I will do, I'll activate this source.venv bin activate. So if you choose TypeScript SDK, sorry, if you choose to work with TypeScript, then you don't have to actually install anything. But when you're working with Python, you also need Python SDK, which you can install from here. So you can just go. All this information will be provided during the hackathon also. But for now, you can just go to pypy.org and search Zynd AI agent, and you will get this repository published by Zynd. So what you have to do is just type this command, which is pip install Zynd AI agent, and that's it. When you do this, it will install all the tools, basically the SDK needed to run this agent. Okay, so yeah, so now my SDK is also installed, so that's it. Now I can run this agent, run this service. But before that, there I just have to explain you like very quickly how this works. So payload.py is basically where you describe uh, the request body of your agent. So suppose the request body is basically empty, so by default what will this take is basically this information. So this is basically the SDK's information, but you don't have to actually worry. The basic thing which you will be I'll be taking is prompt, right? Or basically the prompt I want to work with, that will be, oh, for now you don't actually have to worry about this, because by default it takes prompt. So basically if I open Postman here, oh wait, I'll open this here. Oops, sorry. I'll yeah. So yeah, wait a second. Yeah, so when you by default when you query your agent or service, by default it will take this JSON, which is prompt, and then your this information. So when you call your service, it will take this, but you can modify that. So suppose my agent is calling your agent, then this is the basically uh, the request, basically the API calling structure of my agent or service by default. But you can actually change that. You can actually take much more information than this. So for example, this is one of the example. So for in the TypeScript example, I was creating this agent, which is my persona. So this is actually one agent. It takes file, it can take files, it can take actually binary data, so you can work with anything. I mean, you can send videos, you can accept videos, you can do anything. Just you have to mention it here in yeah, you just have to mention it in this payload.py, basically which request body you want to accept. And then Zynd AI SDK will automatically read that and create specific definitions for that, so that other agent can actually call. Or and also it will create that definition in the server, so you don't actually have to write that, okay, I want to accept this. You just make it here, and that's it. That's all you need. And the response body will be, by default it will be output, and then your output or information. It can be JSON, it can be string. For now it's by default it's string. But in future tutorials, I'll be, because in one video we cannot, I mean, display everything, because it is a little bit different when you're actually coding, right? And the max file sizes you want to work with, you can mention it here. This is the main file where you actually have to write your service. So by default it's basically a boilerplate. It mentions the service config, the name of your service, the description, capabilities, all these things. You don't actually have to look into this at all. What you have to do is write handle requests. So it's basically when you're coding in lead code, right, or code forces. So they have a lot of things going on there in the back end. In the front end also they have some code written, but they mentioned that you have to write your code in between these lines, right? So this is how we also are doing. So you just have to do is you have to, so suppose you are using so step one you will be using LinkedIn API, then API call to fetch profile data. Then, so suppose step 2 you process that data, step 3 you return the extracted information from here, right? So for example, this is how you will be coding your service, right? So you write that code here, and that's it. You don't have to actually worry. After this, what you have to do is you just have to yeah, also this is the service config, so you can actually add more information here. So suppose tags, you can add skills, like what skills this service provides, right? um, for now I can just do Claude, and I'll do, wait, let's wait for a few seconds. Populate the service config uh, with data. Cool. Because like it will be much more easier to understand, right? So what you have to do is add description, which category this service is for. So this service is for scraping, right? So, and tags I'll be doing. So this is basically your SEO, search engine optimization, for your agent. uh, so this is a LinkedIn, doing scraping for LinkedIn, right? Oh wait, it actually did something. I'll accept the changes. I'll discard this. Yeah, so yeah, this is how it looks, what Claude generated. So this is the description. We have the data extraction category, so this is much more specific. Then we have the tags. The registry URL will be by default ZNS01. You can change it, I mean. The port for now I'll go with 5007, because some other service is running in my this. And then you can add your skills. You can generate this with Claude, or you can optimize this with Claude. And then what you have to do is, I'll quickly close this. That's it. I mean, you two things you have to do: write your code here and edit this config. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else you have to do. And your service or your agent can actually be part of the global network. You don't have to actually worry about identities. You don't have to worry about communication and all these things. I'll do Zynd service run. I hope that no other service is running in 5000, because like I'm testing, so there can be some kind of errors here. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. uh, uh, let's go with, I'll edit it here. 5007. Yeah, cool. So now your agent is actually running. The developer ID is not found. Wait a second, I'll have to check. uh, 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 uh. uh. Oh, there's one more thing that we have to do is, sorry, we actually are doing constant rollouts, right? So the Python SDK is not up to date. We'll be doing that in uh, I mean, by today it will be rolled out, so this issue will be fixed till then. Our old registry was DNS01, so that's why it is querying on that. But now we have changed it to ZNS01, which is much sounds much more cooler and like in service. So yeah, cool. So now our agent is registered. Now our service is registered and the service is up and running. Yeah, so how we can check is, what you can do is just go to this Zynd ZNS01. So it actually, this registry actually exposes a API that from where you can actually test that, okay, your agent is actually published. So what you can just do is go to the entities and search if it is published or not. So I'll copy this. It will look complex, but I mean, if you want to test, since you are a developer, you will be testing things when it breaks. So I'm just letting you guys know that okay, these things exist, so you can actually test. So you can see your agent is actually registered on the registry. So this is just for like external things which I'm mentioning here. But and now you can actually query this service. So the first thing is basically the webhook, how you can actually talk to the webhook. But there's one more thing, which is basically dot well known slash agent dot json. So this is basically the URL fetched by other agent to see that okay, what things that this agent can do. So this is data extraction agent, it cannot accept files. So my agent which is communicating with this service can easily know beforehand, before communicating with this agent, that okay, oh wait, uh, before communicating with this that okay, well known slash agent dot json. I think this is not visible, right? Because I have like a dual monitor which is quite large. So yeah, okay. So your agent will know beforehand, before communicating with this service, that okay, these are this is the input schema. So it takes content, by default it's a string. So okay, how I can make I can communicate with this agent is basically using this webhook. So I'll go and communicate with this webhook, which is content and then hi. By default it will return as a basically hard coded response, because we didn't actually do anything. So it's basically a post request, sorry. Yeah, so it gave me a hard coded response, hello from LinkedIn scraper, you sent hi. So this is a basically a standard response, but you can actually change it here. So when you go to the service, the code here which we written, so this was sent, so you can change it to, you can get the information from LinkedIn and you can just post this information. Swapnil's LinkedIn profile. Yeah. Oh wait, I have to actually rerun this. And now if I quickly send hello, let's wait for this to run. Yeah, so now it's changed. So this is basically it's working. I mean, this is how you can create services, and you can actually search using Zynd. So you can do Zynd search, which I want LinkedIn. Suppose I want scraper, scraper, some kind of scraper. How let me check. Yeah, scrap. I think this is, I think this is correct, the spelling. uh, let's go with this category, not scraper. Let's go with this. Oh wait, oh sorry, my bad. I mean, I still don't know how to use this because there are a lot of changes going on. So it's basically category. So it's ah, I actually have to read the documentation, but no issues. What we can do is we can search from the ZNS. Again, I use this for testing, so I'll have to check for how it works with the CLI. Uh, Here you can, I can just search with. I just want to let you know that okay, the service is registered, and it is actually visible in the global internet. So I'll just go query what kind of agent I want as data extraction. I'll quickly search and I'll get this LinkedIn scraper. So now you can see the search is very efficient. So there are lots of scraper services registered uh, in the network. But for data extraction, we have only I think one. We can actually search for LinkedIn also. So if I search for LinkedIn, LinkedIn, okay. So if I search for LinkedIn again, this will give me LinkedIn scraper only. Let's search for Twitter. Let's see if we have Twitter. So you can do this from oh, we have this open graph. So this has something like mentioned like Twitter in this information. So for Twitter we have this uh, service. Yep, you can do this from the CLI also. It's mentioned in the documentation, but for me this thing is easier to do. That's why like mentioned this. The second thing is the now the last thing is, I mean we are you I mean I think it will get much more boring, because like there are a lot of information that is being mentioned here. So let's not make it very big, right? So we'll in this video we just mentioned how the philosophy of AI agents, and then how you can actually create AI agents. So for now we just created a service, and now we'll see the last thing, which is basically how you can create AI agents. So for that, I'll go in my again. Where's the SDK? Yeah. So I'll create a directory. So I'll create a legal agent. So I'll create this. I'll go to cd legal agent, and then I'll open this. Okay, I have this empty folder. How to create agent is almost very similar to how you create a service, nothing more. It's just how you code inside that, because I cannot show how to create an agent, because that is what you have to actually do. It's like a lang chain or lang graph thing or pydantic AI thing, which you in the framework which you will be creating your agents. But here you will be just wrapping your agents, and then your agents are global. Cool. So I'll do Zynd agent init. That's it. I'll go with this time I'll go with TypeScript. I'll go with Lang. Let's go with LangChain. We also have Vercel AI SDK. So this is very easy. I think a lot of people uses this. Or you can go with custom also. I'll go with LangChain JS, and I'll name it legal agent. Cool. So now our agent is created. Again, we have similar thing, payload. I mean, which payload we are accepting. I mean, an agent can accept anything, right? So that you can mention it here. In basically this is just a Zod. There's a lot of comments here, so we'll see. Okay, you will say that okay, this is very complex, but you can just give it to Claude and say that clean it, or make it like this. I want to accept this information, so just create payload structure or schema for this, right? uh, so now this is your actually the agent code. Now what I have to do is I've installed basically the first I mentioned, install npm install Zynd AI. So that's why I don't have to actually install the SDK, because SDK is by default installed with the CLI. I just have to just do pnpm I. So it will install all the dependencies, and then again you just have to here you have to mention your OpenAI key and Tably. So this is basically boilerplate, so that's why it's asking you this. But your agent will be using Grok, or might be using some, suppose Llama, right? Or Claude, Anthropic's Claude. So you can actually change it in the agent.ts file. So this is basically how you write LangChain code, right? So you just have to mention in here that which LLM you are using. So you can change that. You can change your whole structure also, right? You just have to change your chat OpenAI to Anthropic chat, or Llama chat, or Olama chat if you're testing on local, right? And that's it. You are done. And then what you have to do is actually there's one more thing where so there's one, like, there should be a handler where after message is received from another other agent, how your agent will behave. So for that you actually have to uh, go to this function, which is basically inside the main, right? Again, this there is a lot of boilerplate documentation which you can remove, because this will uh, you will think that okay, this looks very complex, but it's actually an agent created by me just for example. So that when you init, what you can do is actually, when if you have much information about how Zendia SDK works, then you can just remove everything and you can write from scratch, make it very small. But for documentation purposes, we this looks complex. Yeah. So there's just one handler which is on message. So when message is received, what this agent does is it invokes my LLM. It gets the legal information, right? And then it just sends the message back to my agent, right? Or my agent, the mobile phone agent which I mentioned earlier. Cool. So now what I'll do is, again, this is just for explanation. This was That was just for explanation. What I'll do is, here I'll add some random value because I don't want to leak my keys, so that it works. Agent runs, and then I'll just change the config. For now, I just have to change this. I'll host it on 5008. Then I'll do Zynd agent run. That's it. Uh, oh, I think I have to. Oh, wait. I think this is using latest Zynd AI. Uh, really sorry for this, because, like, again, we'll be pushing this change. Uh, I'm doing some testing in my local, so that's why it will conflict with the global published Zynd AI. That's why. But for now, I'll do is just go to agent package.json. I'll quickly grab this, so that I don't get the error. But you don't have to do that. You can work with this. Is because I'm testing new things in my local. That's why it will clash with that. So I'll do pip install, and now I can run this. Zynd agent. We are running agent, agent run, and yeah, that's it. So again, the agent, it says it is registered. These are just logs pre-written in the agent.ts. You can remove this so that you'll not be seeing all these things. The price is free. You can mention basically in your agent config.json. So here you will add price information, that what price you will be adding. It's again in the documentation, or we'll rolling out more videos on how you can actually do this by this weekend. uh, yeah, so what I'll do is go here and actually see if my agent is registered here. So I'll go to entity and I'll search for my entity ID again. So now my agent is registered. It's actually active, so it says the status is active. Yeah. So cool. So that's it. I mean, this is how simple it is to actually create your agents and uh, run your agents. How agents are collaborating, I cannot show that in this video, because it will, I mean, you have to actually set up, and then you have to actually you have to write your own agent on how you will be doing this searching and all these things. There are methods that your agent can use, or you can use in your code, for searching or discovering each other, and then connecting with each other. You can read that docs, but it will take more time. I don't want to take your too much time. There are YouTube videos which we'll be publishing that you can actually watch. Thank you everyone for watching this session, and this is how you actually create society of AI agents. Again, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Swapnil, for like covering how you can build an agent on Zen. So it's like pretty interesting. I feel like people will enjoy more if you just use Cloud Code to run the code base and it will automatically create everything for you. So yeah,
I mean, yeah,
definitely.
you can do yeah, absolutely, you can do that. You can create so much possibilities. You can create so much of agents, your personal agents, xxx. It's very interesting actually. And using Claude, it's much more.
Yeah, exactly. Like previously, recently, like I think around ETH Global, you guys hosted a hackathon. So around that, I have built a certain to the agent
Yeah,
using like an
yeah,
integrated cloud. So it did the whole code base for me. I do not need to have to do anything from scratch.
this is actually interesting.
Insane. So, if you have any documentation that everyone can go through, so it would be helpful if you can just share it in the comment section, and
Yeah.
folks can just review that out.
So the main website is zynd.ai, and for docs, it's basically docs, docs.zynd.ai. That's it. And also do
Okay.
star our GitHub, do follow us on GitHub also, because that's where we are doing all the majority of stuff. It's basically the username, just go to github.com and then slash zynd ai. So basically it's, I'll paste it in comment. It's basically zynd ai. That's it.
Yeah, like for stars and all, we will be having some cool giveaways and things like that. So you guys can participate in that. Let me just share
Yeah.
the docs links in the comment. So if you guys are going through, you can just check out that particular thing. Agent to get relevant internship and job listing would be great. Yeah, yeah, Yuvraj, like I love this particular idea. So you do not need to like waste your time searching for internship and things like that. Your agent will search for you and do the job listing and things like that. Interesting. You guys can work on that, I believe.
Oh,
And yeah,
by the
thank you
way,
very
there
much.
is there was one question. Really sorry for interrupting you. There's one
Yeah, yeah.
question for the computation. Who pays? Who pay for those? So when you're hosting your agent on Zynd, you're actually asking. There's a payment layer, so you'll be asking for, okay, in order to interact with my service or my agent, you actually have to pay this much amount, and that will be covering your the main infra as well as your profits.
Insane. Guys, if you have any doubts and anything, so like you can be the part of our community, and Swapnil is already added in the group. So if you have any doubts, you can directly tag him, and he would love to answer any question that you guys have. And yeah, looking forward what you guys are building in the hackathon, and I hope you have learned something out of this particular conversation that we have. And yeah, looking forward what you guys are building in the hackathon. And if you are looking forward for some ideas, so tomorrow we will be having some session around that with Abhinav. Like he will be sharing cool insights where you can come up with some cool idea that you can build on Zen. And if you wanted to validate out, so you can ask with the Zen team, like, is it something that is worth building and things like that. So I think like you guys are doing great job, and looking forward to seeing some cool project in the hackathon. And if you guys haven't reviewed what is Zynd and how you can build your own agent on top of it, so go through with the links that I have shared in the comment section. And yeah, this is it from our side, and wishing you best of luck for the hackathon. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Bhavna.